are again here. Thank you for staying with me. Let me continue what I have been giving you. St. John of the Cross is saying, you have to be free from the compulsions of your gifts. Now, I've come to realize that I am thinking of many, many things because of my gifts. I am thinking of doing this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. Although I'm inside the cloister, why is it that my thoughts are out? Because of the readings that I have really tried. Then I realized, these readings are not helping me anymore. It is going to really destroy my life, and maybe if I continue to read all of this, I am going to get out of karma. This is what John of the Cross is saying, be free from the pressure of your gifts. And so I started not to read anything. I did not read anything anymore, but because I have been reading and reading and reading, there is already, it's like already a book in my mind. Then I realized, I am not going to think about what I have read. I am going to practice the presence of God during the day. So, all the time, instead of thinking of many, many things, of the many insights that I have in my readings that I did long before, that comes back to my mind, I try to practice the presence of God. How do you practice the presence of God? For example, I am washing clothes. And so, I talk to Jesus and I tell him, Jesus, I would really like to wash these clothes very well because I would like to offer it to you. Even if I am tired, I am going to smile because I will offer it for some priest, for some people who are already tired of serving you, that they will again be able to serve you with much love. Because you see, when you serve God, when there is no more love, you are going to commit sin. Because there is more joy in committing sin. Why? Because you are giving in to your sinful pleasures. And so I tell Jesus, Jesus, I am going to offer this. I am not going to think of all those things that will take me away from you. I will often think of you. For people who do not think of you, I will say, I love you. For people who do not love you, for my children, for the children, I will do this for everybody in order that everybody will love you. Then you are practicing the presence of God. Before you know it, many of those that you think are already gone, and you will be talking to Jesus. Now, if you are always in the presence of God, you are a person who is always happy. Why? Because what is it that makes you unhappy? It is your egoistic desire. What is the ego? Me, my, and myself. Only what is mine. Only what is for me. That is the ego. If you are going to think of yourself all the time, you will be very unhappy. But if during your work, you think of our Lord, you talk to our Blessed Mother, and then, for example, you do not like to smile because deep inside you are very, very tired. Then you try to tell Our Lady, teach me how to smile the way you smile, because I want to please Jesus. All these little things will make you a person who is forgetful of your own selfishness. You know, if you do this, you will make our world a better world. Because today, people are always thinking of their own selfishness. What is it that they like? They really want to do it. But if you offer yourself, Jesus, I am going to do what I do not like. This is my sacrifice for people who are always doing what they like. And even if they are sinful because they like it. Do you realize that that will obtain so many graces for the world? So many graces for your children? So many graces for many, many people? That is a very small act. It is very beneficial to you because you are forgetting yourself, and it will obtain so many graces for other people. You know, Our Lady of Fatima, when she appeared to the 3 children, she was asking, the world today is already very, very bad. Do you know why? Nobody makes sacrifices for them. So you children, you make sacrifices for other people. And the 3 children said, what sacrifice, Mother, do you like? And our Blessed Mother said, only the little sacrifices. What are these little sacrifices? Now let me tell you. For example, I am very, very thirsty. I just came outside and it is very, very hot. So it is my own tendency to take immediately a glass of water that is very, very cold. There is nothing wrong if I do that. But if I want to offer a sacrifice, the moment I see the water, nobody will know it. Only I. I will tell myself, no, I'm not going to grab that cold water. I will offer it to Jesus. I will die to myself so that people outside who never make sacrifices will be benefited by my own sacrifice. Mothers, you don't realize how much your little sacrifices will affect your children. They will become good children through your own sacrifices if you offer it to Jesus. No one will know. And I will say, I'm not going to drink that water immediately. I will ask for 1 or 2 minutes. And then afterwards, I'm going to drink. What are you trying to do? You are trying to delay what you like. Today, there is no more this kind of sacrifice. If I like, I will do it immediately. Do you know what we call this? Delayed gratification. Today, we always want immediate gratification. I want it now. I want it now. Do you know what will happen? You become more and more and more selfish. That is why people today are very, very unhappy, because the more selfish you are, the more you think about yourself, then you become a very unhappy person. Now you will ask me, sister, is it bad to drink the cold water? No, of course not. It is not bad. But if I am able to say, not yet, to what is good, later on, when there are temptations to sin, I will be able to say no. If I can say no to what is good, more I can say no to what is bad, what is evil, what is sinful. That is the reason today people are committing sin left and right. Why? Because I like it. They don't realize that giving in to our sinful desires will make us very unhappy people. While people who can say no to what is good, in order to discipline themselves, they will become happier every day. Why? Because the more you give in to yourself, the more also you become unhappy. Because what is it that makes us unhappy? It is our selfishness. If we die to our selfishness and offer it to God, then we will be happy. Now, let me give you an example. You know, we are full of ourselves. We are full of selfishness. If it is in glass, it is full of milk. Now, suppose God deprives that of what we like. It is God who deprives. Why? Because I am full of self. This is a glass of milk, full of self. In order that God's love will be poured in that glass of milk, we have to throw away the milk and then allow God to fill it up with His love. That's the reason why people today are so unhappy, because they are so full of their selfishness. They are so full of themselves that God cannot enter their hearts. That is the meaning of mortification, to get self out of the way and to have it filled with the love of God. Unless we are empty of our selfishness, we cannot come closer to God. This is what our Blessed Mother is saying. For example, I want to tell something that is not nice because I'm angry. So, I am full of self. But then if I remember, no, I'm not going to say it. Because if I will say it, the person will be hurt. I will not say it for the love of God. So what are you really doing? You are emptying your selfishness. And what happened? God can fill you up with His love and you will become happy. You know, when you make sacrifices like this, you become unselfish, you become happy, and at the same time, you will obtain many graces for people whom you love. That is what our Blessed Mother is telling us time and time again. Deny yourself. Offer it to Jesus. She is not talking about great sacrifices. She is talking of little sacrifices. If I want to shout at somebody, because that somebody is shouting at me, then I will say, no, I'm not going to shout back for the love of God. So what am I doing? That selfishness of shouting back is taken away from my heart. And what is the replacement? It is the love of God. And only the love of God can make us happy. You can see in the world today, there are many people who are very rich. They have everything. They commit suicide. Why? Because they are full of self. Well, if you look at monasteries of nuns, they hardly have anything. They do not have all the pleasure that they are giving. We are going to end again, and we will be right back.